The Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers and evil spirits in heavenly realms. Talking about the spirit realm. Behind every problem we have, behind every person we're having trouble with, there's something back behind it, the spiritual realm. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the devil in people, you know, and possessed, and they don't know it. The Bible also says to put on the armor of God to fight against these spiritual forces. You see, and Jesus told many parables, and a parable is an earthly story with a heavenly meaning. But he also told true stories. And it's thought that when Jesus talked about someone by name, this was a story, something that really happened. So there's a rich man and a beggar named Lazarus. And the beggar, he just would lap up the crumbs at the rich man's feet. He wasn't treated very well. And he had to fight off the dogs to get what he did get, you know, and then they both died. And the rich man goes to Hades, and Lazarus to Abraham's bosom, heaven. And there was a great gulf between them, and the rich man says, send Lazarus here with just a dip of water on his finger to cool my tongue because I'm suffering in this place. He says, I can't do that. There's a great gulf between them. He said, well, then send somebody to tell my brothers about it so they don't have to come to this place. And he said, I'm sorry. It's already been done. You've had the prophets. They've been telling you all along. And now we have had Jesus, who rose from the dead, that we might know. That we might realize that there is more than what we just see and feel. This isn't all it is. I remember a song. If that's all there is, if that's all there is, if that's all there is, my friends, then let's keep dancing. Let's bring out the booze and things. Well, I love that song, but man, that's not all there is. There's a spiritual side that's so important that we realize. You see, there was a man that came to Jesus by night, Nicodemus. And Jesus told him, unless a man be born again, he'll not know the kingdom of heaven. And Nick says, hey, what are you talking about? You have to be born again. You're going to climb back into mama's womb and be born again? He says, no. I try to picture Jesus talking to Nicodemus. Jesus was so personable. He hung out with the Samaritans for 2 days, man. And he just looked kind of like a motorcycle rally where they hang out together. Jesus hung out with the biker trash of the ancient world, man. I'm telling you, the Samaritans, and everybody they go around, and all the Jews went around Samaria, but Jesus said, I have to go to Samaria. So he hangs out there after talking to the woman at the well. And many of them come to know him and believe. And anyway, I imagine Jesus put his hand around Nick's shoulder. Nick, it's not like that. It says you must be born of water and then of spirit. As we're born into this world in the flesh, and our mother's womb, we're surrounded by water. We're born of water, but then to be born of spirit is to be born again. To come to a place where we realize that there's more than just this. Man, we've known it all our lives. We feel it. Before we ever knew Jesus or anything, or ever even heard about him, we knew there was a spiritual side. We watched scary movies on TV, ghost stories and stuff, and people trying to reach that side and trying to work their way to a better place. we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I mean, it has been tried to prove it wrong for so many years, thousands of years, and the men and women that have studied and tried to prove and tried to show that it's wrong realized how true it was and became followers and Christians themselves. There was one man named Hugh Ross. He's got a ministry called Reasons to Believe. He's an astrophysicist. Now, I listened to an astrophysicist one time on the educational channel. His name was anyway, he discovered the black hole. I roofed his house. I'm a roofer, and I roofed his house. He wanted white shingles with black trim, kind of. So all he saw from the ground was black. He had a black house, black shingles. But on the white part of the roof facing Austin, I painted a big black hole. You never knew about that. But I thought it was cool. Anyway, for the binoculars or a telescope from Austin, you would see this big black hole on his house. But anyway, he was talking, and it was like another language. I mean, such intelligence. I mean, I'm telling you, I dropped out of school in junior high. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that at all. I would have worked a whole lot less. Oh my God. But anyway, here he is. It is this boy. He's smart. He's smart. People much smarter than I am. And this guy named Hugh Ross, he was measuring the cosmos, and he finds out that certain things happen at certain times in ancient history by the position of planets and all these things, and he come across this thing that says something about the Earth turning on its axis at one point in time. And he thought, oh, I remember when I was a kid, and something about the parting of the Red Sea. So it couldn't be. He took the Bible and he took his scientific findings, and it was the same time. And he remembered that when Jesus died on the cross, the earth turned black and it shook, and he knew that at this very time that there was this eclipse over Israel and an earthquake at the same time. Wow, it's true. They dig up the Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean, they found them in a cave. They didn't even have to dig them up. And all these archaeologists, digging up all this stuff, that prove that it's true. I mean, I don't care what you try. You can't prove anything else. Came to a place where he made a decision. Because the Bible said in Romans 10, 9 and 10, if you will confess the Lord with your mouth and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the mouth, confession is made unto salvation. With the heart, man believe. He realized that. I realized he was headed for a place called hell. And he wound up in Russia. This was before the Iron Curtain came down. And spoke to 100 Russian scientists about his findings.